Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as TIFU by trying to surprise my wife for her birthday and almost getting divorced. This post received 44,576 upvotes. Posted by KissanKassi. The post reads as follows. I'll admit I haven't been the most attentive husband lately. My wife has told me I need to make more of an effort in our relationship or we would have problems. I've tried really hard to invest in our relationship ever since finding out my wife is not feeling as happy as she should be. This fuck up happened last week. My wife's birthday was coming up. I decided to go big. My wife absolutely loves surprises, so I decided to surprise her with a romantic night and lots of flowers and presents. She had to go to work in the morning of her birthday and I had the day off. A lot of time to plan everything out. I decided, being the idiot I am, to pretend that I had forgotten my wife's birthday just to make the surprise, well, even more of a surprise. The plan was as follows. My wife wakes up and I don't mention her birthday. She thinks I've forgotten it. She goes to work and I get everything ready. She comes home in the evening after work and ta-da. When she opens the door I'll be waiting for her with gifts, flowers, dinner and everything romantic I could think of. Sounds like an amazing plan, right? Wrong. Nothing special happened in the morning and my wife left for work while I slept in. During the day I got everything ready and apart from mildly messing up the dessert everything went great. Then it was time to wait for my wife to return. She was supposed to get home after 4 p.m. 4:30 p.m. nothing. 5 p.m. still nothing. I was starting to get worried and I texted her where she was. Around 5:30 p.m. she read my message but didn't reply. I called her and she didn't answer. I was starting to get extremely worried and texted her if she was okay. That's when she replied. She texted me opening up about how she couldn't believe I had forgotten her birthday even after her expressing to me how she had felt neglected in the relationship and wanting me to put in more effort. I, in all my stupidity, still decided to play dumb to make my big surprise work. I told her to just get home so we could talk about it. Big mistake. She told me she was done talking and started mentioning divorce. Fuck. That's when I called her and she still wouldn't answer. Then I panicked and started explaining everything to her by text. I took pictures of all the things I had done around the house. The gifts, the flowers, the decorations, the dinner, everything. I just wanted to surprise her, that's all I wanted. I tried calling her to no avail. She read my messages and after not getting a reply I just broke and started crying. After what felt like the longest wait of my life my wife comes home. She's crying saying she's sorry. I told her it was my fault and we both just cried holding each other. We spent the night crying and cuddling and eating the dinner I made. She told me it was the best thing she had ever eaten. Obviously a lie. It was mediocre at best and already cold. It wasn't the surprise I had hoped to give her. I'm just glad to still be married to her. And yes, we are working to fix our relationship. I love this woman with all my heart. I had her permission to share this TLDR. Wanted to surprise my wife for her birthday and pretended to forget her birthday to make the surprise better. She got really upset and started talking about a divorce. I ruined the surprise trying to explain myself and we spent the night of her birthday crying and cuddling. Edit. Wow, thank you for the kind words everyone. I can't reply to everyone so I just wanted to say I appreciate it here. For all the concerned people. Yes, we are getting help and fixing things like I have stated before. I appreciate the concern, but with all due respect I'm going to take relationship advice from professionals and not from Reddit. It's weird to have people arguing about my relationship when frankly no one knows us or the situation we are in. I just wanted to share this story on here with my wife since we already talked this issue through. Still, reading your personal experiences and what you have gone through is helpful, so please do share if you feel like doing so. And to the people messaging me calling my wife horrible things, I sincerely want to say, fuck you. Calling me an idiot is justified. Calling my wife horrible is not. Edit 2. I'm getting so many comments about this that I've decided to address it here. I commented this before but I'm going to put it here too so people can see it better hopefully. Like some have said, I wasn't really thinking about her when doing what I did. I made the whole surprise essentially about myself even though I didn't mean to. It was never my intention to make her feel bad, even though I now realize that of course she would feel horrible for the whole day after I pretended to not remember her birthday. I've apologized for this and these things were talked about. Really the only thing I was thinking was about wanting to surprise my wife and not about how my way of going about it was going to make her feel. My dumb logic was that hey, my wife loves surprises, so I have to make the surprise as surprising as I can. Any way I can. I never intended to make her feel bad, but my lack of thinking made that happen and I feel horrible for it. A comment from user Chris from IT says, "This is why you always say happy insert special event asterisk, even if you have a surprise planned later in the day to celebrate." This comment received 19,506 upvotes. A reply from user deleted user says, "The week leading up to my 16th birthday, I was trying to organize something with my friends. It was on a Friday but they all had plans. I was so upset at them and we didn't speak for an entire week because I was dreading spending my birthday alone. Friday rolls around and I'm still bummed about not doing anything for my birthday. My sister suggests we go out for dinner at the beach, an hour drive away. When we get there, it's a full-on surprise party. Cake with my picture on it. Tons of food and drinks, and every single one of my friends. They immediately started apologizing to me about making me think they were blowing me off. The surprise was awesome, but I was also like, damn guys, you couldn't have made up a lie about doing something Saturday instead?" This reply received 7929 upvotes. A reply from the original author KissanKassi says, "Yeah, definitely learned that the hard way." This reply received 70 upvotes. A comment from user Henway says, "Pro tip. Next time when planning a birthday surprise, do it at midnight. And don't pretend to forget anymore. My wife loves being surprised too, and pretending to forget is the worst thing. Cause damn when those conspiracy theories start kicking in. Boy do they go into overdrive." This comment received 1121 upvotes. A comment from user Son of Abichi says, "For your next trick you should pretend to forget her name for a few days, so that when you call her by the right name she'll be extra happy and surprised." This comment received 8724 upvotes. A reply from the original author KissanKassi says, "Okay, that was funny. Made my wife laugh too. Thanks." This reply received 3844 upvotes. A comment from user Gabba366 says, "Aw, this was a bittersweet story. As someone who has been in your wife's position, I'm glad you're making an effort and listening to her. I hope everything works out for you too." This comment received 3680 upvotes. A reply from the original author KissanKassi says, "Thank you. I hope so too. I will do my absolute best, that's for sure." This reply received 1321 upvotes. A comment from user Lizzie Rules says, "Never, ever act like you forgot your partner's birthday. Get her, him a small gift. Wish them happy birthday, but do something. That way you don't hurt their feelings that bad and you still get to surprise them. Big thumbs up for listening to your wife and paying more attention to her. Even if it almost got you a divorce. 0. This comment received 1890 upvotes. A comment from user Amanda Panda 611 says, "Oh dear. Well, I'm glad you two are working things out. But FYI, the fact she mentioned the D word means this is far from the first time she's thought about it. From here on out, you need to step your game up. She has one foot out the door and she's about to let it hit the ground. The worst possible thing you can do is to get her hopes up that everything will be different now and you fall back into the same old patterns and routines. Best of luck to you both and happy birthday to your missus." This comment received 1221 upvotes. A comment from user Reformjerkov says, "Been married for 31 years. Tried something very similar to this about 20 years ago and got the same results as you. I now tell her happy birthday at 12:01 a.m. the day of her birthday. I make sure I'm the first to do so. I also text our 3 adult children to remind them. This comment received 140 upvotes. A comment from user Ranzera says, "Y'all need a counselor." This comment received 549 upvotes. A comment from user Ginger Squirrely says, "As someone who understands what your wife is experiencing, as a general rule, never try to play the emotional roller coaster game. Making some sad doesn't make them happier after. In my experience, it makes the happy less. Trust me, if I can think all day that my husband is planning a surprise for me, I'll be over the moon all day, and even better during." This comment received 400 upvotes. A comment from user MouthRL says, "Why would you want your wife to start the day mad about you forgetting her birthday? Just say happy birthday in the morning and make her breakfast. That will give her a good day. And then when she comes home, you're standing in the door with presents, good food, and a lovely and romantic evening." This comment received 306 upvotes. A comment from user Shadow Wolf 202 says, "For future reference, it's a dick move to pretend to have forgotten her birthday. Even if you did have a surprise plan for her, you set her up to be disappointed and upset all day by not letting her know in the morning that you remembered. On her birthday you arranged for her to be miserable until she finished work. I just hope you understand that that's in fact what you did." This comment received 276 upvotes. A comment from user Greygazelle says, "I wonder why people think that making you feel shitty before dropping the surprise is actually a good idea? I find it quite manipulative and selfish. Just to make your surprise feel bigger. It's always better to tell that you have a surprise for later and make them feel the excitement the whole day, rather than making them feel neglected the whole day and then after the surprise, feeling ashamed for reacting badly without knowing there was a surprise. I hope everything turns out okay with your relationship, but maybe you need to try to change your point of view and show a bit more empathy." This comment received 1035 upvotes. A reply from the original author KissanKassi says, "Thinking back at it, I definitely think you are right. Like some others have said, I wasn't really thinking about her when doing that. I made it about myself even though I didn't mean to. The only thing I was thinking was wanting to surprise my wife and not about how my way of going about it was going to make her feel. My dumb logic was that hey, my wife loves surprises, so I have to make the surprise as surprising as I can, any way I can. I never intended to make her feel bad, but my lack of thinking made that happen and I feel horrible for it." This reply received 371 upvotes. A comment from user V Blind says, "Never understood the whole faking you've forgotten a birthday. It's just mean. You're essentially putting your own fun ahead of someone else's feelings." This comment received 100 upvotes. A comment from user Snooty Booper says, "I just see a lot of red flags reading this story." This comment received 205 upvotes. A comment from user Melchit's Mustache says, "I will ever understand why people think that pretending to have forgotten an important event will make their surprises pay off more. It's literally deliberately making someone feel shit just to enhance the impact of your gift event. At that point, you are doing it for yourself, not for them. Fortunately, 99% of this sub is bollocks." This comment received 109 upvotes. A comment from user ELZNDR says, "Man, do y'all get your life advice from movies or something? Do you not have any common sense? Glad it all worked out in the end, but buddy, you are a moron." This comment received 244 upvotes. A comment from user Jetabenok says, "Marriage is screwed, no matter what gesture you are going to make. Talking about divorce? Means she's been thinking about it for 6 months." This comment received 232 upvotes. A comment from user Jezmagi says, "Okay, I teared up reading this. I'm happy you and her are working it out. I wish you both the best and a very long happy marriage." This comment received 44 upvotes. A reply from the original author KissanKassi says, "Thank you so much." This reply received 23 upvotes. A comment from user NEOXV says, "You both are fucking idiots NGL. Mainly you, but still. Glad it ended well though. And treat her better before next time it actually ends in a divorce." This comment received 142 upvotes. A reply from the original author KissanKassi says, "Trust me, the only idiot is me." This reply received 47 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, "Deleted." This comment received 65 upvotes. A reply from the original author KissanKassi says, "Thank you, will do." This reply received 35 upvotes.